How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today's video is sponsored by Avalon King. We will talk about them in a second, but today we are going to be taking a look at some dummy dum-dums who got behind the wheel of a car and thought they were a pro stunt driver. They thought they had all the control in the world just from their short-term experience with fucking Cheeto fingers and an Xbox remote. Video games and real-world applications don't go hand in hand. GTA is not something you should base your driving career on. That being said, we're going to be taking a look at some dummy dum-dums who destroyed their car, probably for the better, because they probably could have hurt someone if they didn't. We're going to be taking a look at these videos through an educational lens. So YouTube, please don't demonetize me. We're going to be seeing what they did wrong and why they shouldn't have done that. If you guys see any posts like this, go ahead and tag my Instagram on screen at ___ Drew Peacock. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 600,000. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the first clip. By the way, these are all muscle car drivers, so I don't know if it's just muscle car boys, but they can't seem to drive. First clip, we have a 6th gen Camaro, and you're going to pucker up a little bit on this one. I don't know if it's just me, but I thought there was a curb there and he was going to be smacking it the whole time. I was like, oh shit, he just missed it. Oh shit, he just missed it. I was puckered up on that. It seemed to be an optical illusion, maybe one of Dr. Strange's tricks to fool me, but down the road, he must have saw someone jump in front of him that we didn't see, and he fucking torqued the wheel to the left and just went straight into the grass. Luckily, no one was standing there. Could have been very wrong. If he was in a Mustang, he would have gone straight for the cameraman. I don't know what's up with Mustang boys, but they don't have a very good track record of avoiding people. But take a look at this Dodge Charger right here. This has to be the laziest wrap design I've ever seen. We're getting off topic here. I know we're supposed to be talking about the guy that crashed his car, but what is this? It's like a puzzle piece wrap of just black and red. Like, it is the laziest thing ever, whatever. And looks like he has an aftermarket bumper too, probably from smacking a wall, just as his buddy did in the background. But luckily, no one was there. It looks like he hit a structural like cable line or something. Nothing too crazy. His car might actually be okay after that. But it just goes to show, you might be able to go in little circles, but going straight's the real challenge. And maybe also just a little piece of advice. Don't do it on like the world's most narrow road. Like, you're doing it on a 2-lane road. If you want to go have some fun, go find like an empty parking lot, go out to the middle of nowhere, have some fun. Don't do it in a residential area on a fucking beat-ass 2-lane road. This road is so cheap, they don't even have curbs. Like, that's how you know you're in a shitty-ass road. I wonder if Homeboy thought there was like a turn right there and he was gonna like exit really clean, but maybe he was thinking of another shitty-ass road. Because it looks like he just tries to just initiate a drift and then is like, oh shit, there's a fucking fence, but whatever. You know what it probably was? It was probably Obi-Wan Kenobi using his Jedi Force powers to just make him go to the left. That's what I would tell my insurance company if I was him. It wasn't me, I swear. All right, let's move on. Next clip, red eye down. Ooh, if you're a Mopar owner, buckle up. I hope this guy was buckled up. Let's take a look. Not only is he brain dead, but he can't drive. He does what? Okay, we got to look at this as a lawyer. He makes a very, very illegal U-turn on a red light right in front of a police officer, like right in front of him. Either that or he was already being chased. But from what we see contextually, I don't see the cop. I only saw him once he did the illegal U-turn. Then he tries to take off down the road, but that's 797 horsepower. Is a lot of power, especially for some cheap ass Pirelli tires or some Lionhearts. I'm betting he's on Lionhearts. Those look like aftermarket wheels. And typically when Dodge owners go to aftermarket wheels, they go with Lionhearts. It's just a go-to brand. They're very cheap. They're damn near made of plastic, and putting 797 horsepower through them, you're on ice skates. It's not going to end well, as you saw there. If you don't have the wits to drive a car with a lot of horsepower, don't drive the car, because you clearly just fucked up your shit. And how are you going to explain this to a jury of your peers or whoever it's going to be? It probably isn't that serious, but fleeing from the police, illegal U-turn, reckless driving. This guy definitely is going to jail and he's losing his car, but probably for the best because it's too much power for his dumbass anyways. Like what? He made it maybe 50 yards, if that, and wrecked. drive straight. A lot of people like love to complain and say Mustang owners can't drive. I just made a joke about 3 minutes ago about that. I don't know what's up with Mustang boys, but they don't have a very good track record of avoiding people. But as you'll see in this episode, Mopar boys can't drive. That's because Mopar boys just be accepting anyone. You go to a Mopar dealership, you got a 320 credit score, they'll let your ass take the car. They don't give a shit. That's some 320 credit score driving right there. No doubt. I mean, it's a red eye. I'm kind of sad, but don't really care. I'm not a huge Dodge boy. Anyways, speaking of Dodges, we got a boat, we got a fire. What's gonna happen? We'll find out right after we talk about today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Avalon King. By now, I'm sure you guys have heard of them, but they produce very high quality ceramic coatings for pretty much any automotive use. I've done a video with them in the past, so today I'm gonna show you another purpose for their products, which is ceramic coating your wheels. Brake dust is very annoying and cleaning your wheels can be a pain in the butt. But if you ceramic coat them, it makes the cleaning process way easier. Avalon King uses nanotechnology to fill imperfections in your vehicle's paint. Your paint under a microscope is very jagged, but with Avalon King, it makes it a very smooth-like surface, filling in all the pores to become hydrophobic, but also resistant to UV, scratches, chemicals, extreme heat, and even graffiti. Dirt and pollutants stick to your paint pores, but with Avalon King, it repels it right off the paint. If you want to protect your vehicle's paint and put an invisible shield around it, look no further than Avalon King. Coating process is very easy, as you'll see me coating the wheels in the background. And once it's on there, it's there to protect your paint for many years to come. Thank you to Avalon King for sponsoring this video. Guys, if you want to protect your paint, click the link in my description down below. Thank you once again. Now back to the video. That's got to be one of the most realistic flame-looking paint jobs or wraps ever. Like it's coming alive. It's like it's so bright and it actually moves too. It's like one of those camos in Call of Duty. I think he ran over a gas jug or something that was on fire and it splashed his whole side. That's my guess because homeboy can't drive and went straight into the fire pit. You should probably avoid that. Like, you know, when you're driving, you might see glass on the road. You might see fire. I would definitely avoid the fire and just go over the glass. There wasn't even glass here. He just decided to take a hot bath. He was trying to exfoliate his Dodge Charger's pores. He was trying to get them open, you know? He'll have a really sick custom paint job after this. I guarantee it. It's going to look all black and charred. It's going to be so sick. That or his whole car is going to burn down. Probably the second one. He couldn't even like do a full donut too. Like if you look right when the clip starts, he does like half a donut and then just straightens out. Like he does like a little like U-turn and then it's like, oh, straight for the fire. If that was his entrance to the pit, that is so disappointing. It's funny too, because no one really goes over to help him. Like, his car's on fire, and they're just kind of like, damn, that shit's hot. This is one of the only takeovers you can say was pretty lit. I think when you posted earlier in the year, Dodge Charger owner, that you were bringing heat this year, I don't think this is what you meant. Hey, it's probably a pretty sick album cover, though. Like, that would be a pretty sick album cover. Like, Dodge Charger on fire. Like, right there. Ooh, if you can, like, contrast it and make it so you can see the car more. That's heat. Owner probably walked away with a mild sunburn and that's it. Hopefully. But his car is probably out of commission. Not really. These guys will literally drive around if their car rolls, they'll still drive it. All right, next clip. Another Dodge Charger. Mopar boys. Take a driving course or something. Like, come on. Yeah, freeway takeovers are just kind of a really bad idea. Like, people are just trying to go home. People are just trying to go to bed. It looks like it's late at night. This guy probably got done working a 10-hour shift. And then you got unemployed knucklehead right here trying to do donuts on a one-way road. Freeway, my bad, even worse. Of course, people are going to snake through your little blockade because they want to go home, man. Well, what? For all you know, his girlfriend was home alone and he had 10 minutes left. And now he ain't going to make it because you just fucking smacked the side of his car. Hopefully you don't make it home either, because knowing these people, typically, they do that shit, they're gone. You ain't never gonna see them again. But if he smacked his radiator, which he could have, might not get very far, his car will overheat. But yeah, just maybe don't block off freeways to do dumb donuts. Like, if you want to go do your hood activities, middle of nowhere, you know? I'm sorry, gas is a little expensive. You don't want to drive all the way out there, but this is way worse. You have way more of a chance of hurting someone. Or you have way more chance of just fucking going to jail. Like, this doesn't make any damn sense. Hey, look, first comment, someone tagged me. Yay. Once again, a Dodge Charger that couldn't do a donut though. But in his defense, he did get cock blocked. Hopefully that Dodge Charger is totaled. I doubt it. And even so, he'll still fucking drive it. Once again, 320 credit score activities. Step it up, fellas. Make those damn payments or else that shit's gonna get reboed. All right. Next one. I forgot which car actually gets damaged here. I forgot if it's the Challenger or the Charger. Either way, don't do what these guys are doing. So the Dodge Charger pulled out the hat trick, went around his Challenger brother, and came and smacked the clone of the passenger. They look identical. Like you have guy wearing red sweater, then you have guy wearing red sweater. Don't know if it was his twin brother or what. Was he trying to give him a little high five or something? Either way, he got a solid high five of the rear quarter panel. Actually, probably like a knee five or something. Both of his kneecaps look like they got blown out. And homeboy needs to wear a belt. Or why wear his pants down in the first place? That's mega sus. It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up. It's like people don't have like instincts to like move out of the way. They're like a deer in headlights. Like you always wonder, how do cats get ran over? How do dogs get ran over? Don't they see a car coming their way and they don't move? How do people get fucking hit? Like that's one thing you should be aware of. If anything, if you're at one of these events is, damn, there's a car coming my way. Let me take 3 steps fucking back so I don't look like Bozo the Clown on the floor with my pants down. Homeboy almost got a handful of ass too. Like his hand was real close. If the other guy landed flat on his stomach, he might have been fucking working him like Elmo the puppet. Usually you see the shoes fly off. You never really see the pants fly off. So those things were really loose. Homeboy needs to go to Goodwill and get some new pants. You know, his hand-me-downs from his older brother ain't working here. What kind of shoes is he wearing? I see Nikes, but what are those, like Nike like running shoes? Go run your ass home. Go get a belt. They didn't look like Jordans. I don't think the car got damaged at all. The guy looks like he weighs 95 pounds wet. So car probably didn't even feel it. Luckily, it looks like he's okay. He walks away fine. So we can just laugh at him being an idiot. And hopefully he learned his lesson. Wear a belt next time. All right, last clip. It's not a muscle car. I know I said they were all muscle cars, but this one was just too good to leave out. Let's take a look at this G37. Once again, what's up with these people on these tiny ass roads? This again, it's like a 3-lane road or something. Homeboy in his big ass G37 thinks that he can swing it because in Forza one time he was able to do donuts once without crashing, and he smacked his front and his rear wheels, destroying probably both. That is a nasty ass. He definitely needs alignment after that. That is a nasty ass hit. And the rear probably also needs major suspension work after that. I'm surprised it was still able to drive. Like usually that kind of hit, pop tires and broken rims or wheels. Sorry, I already know someone's gonna be like, just fucking typing because I said rims. What I meant was the rim of the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that was the saddest attempt I've ever seen at an Infiniti trying to swing it. Usually they're the ones that can do it. Usually they're the ones fucking doing some wide ass donuts, getting really close to the curb. Usually they're the ones that can pull it off. But homeboy here, I don't know if it's his mom's car or what, but she gonna be very upset in the morning. Very upset. When she got an Uber to work, she gonna be very upset. She'll be like, what you do to my car? Sorry, mom. Fucking deer came out of nowhere, man. I had to swerve. I smacked the curb. I don't know what happened. She'd be like, what the fuck you trying to do? Drift around the deer? Ain't you ever heard of brakes? Ding dong. I'm surprised that the Infiniti held up that well. That's a testament right there to the strength of Japanese built cars, at least Infinitis. You could smack curbs and still drive home. If you don't know how to drive, go buy an Infiniti. You can learn very easily. They're very forgiving. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this one. If you guys want to support the channel, go check out our sponsors link down in the description down below. Thank you to Avalon King for sponsoring this video. I've had their product on my cars for many, many months now, and I have just fallen in love with it. It makes car washing so much easier, and my car always looks clean. If you guys want to pick up some Avalon King, click the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. Subscribe. Until next video, peace.